"We don't understand," Commander Revar growled, his voice laced with frustration. "How did a species so fragile defeat an armada designed to conquer galaxies?" He slammed a taloned hand onto the glowing table, sending a ripple through the holographic map of Earth. "They're primitives. They don't even have interstellar travel. Explain it to me, Lieutenant Kren." Lieutenant Kren hesitated, her black eyes flicking nervously to her superior. We believe they used a weapon, Commander. One we've never encountered before." Rivar's slitted pupils narrowed further, his predatory face frozen in disbelief. "A weapon? From them? Impossible. Their technology barely qualifies as advanced." "And yet," Kren said, her voice trembling slightly, "they annihilated an entire fleet. Our fleet." The room fell silent. The other Zalathian officers, masters of war from a species that had dominated the cosmos for millennia, exchanged uneasy glances. The Zalathians prided themselves on their dominance, their ability to crush any resistance with ruthless efficiency. But now, they were faced with a mystery and a threat. Earth had fought back, and Earth had won. When the Zalathians first discovered Earth, it had seemed like an easy target. The planet's lush resources, diverse ecosystems, and abundant water made it a tempting prize. The humans, with their frail bodies and limited understanding of the cosmos, were deemed irrelevant. They were mere insects, scurrying about on the surface of their world, blissfully unaware of the predators circling above. Among the humans, life continued as usual. There was no warning, no ominous sign in the skies. Just ordinary days filled with ordinary worries. That was until the first Zalathian ships descended. In a small town in northern Canada, a young woman named Elena Carter stared at the strange lights in the sky. At 27, Elena was a self-taught engineer, the kind of person who could fix anything with duct tape and determination. She lived alone in a cabin her father had built, surrounded by pine forests and isolation. Her dog, Moose, a loyal German shepherd, barked at the strange glow above. "Quiet, Moose," Elena murmured, though she felt the unease creeping up her spine. "It's probably just some meteor shower or something." But it wasn't. As the lights grew closer, Elena realized they weren't natural. They were machines, massive, sleek, and ominous. Panic flickered through her. She grabbed her satellite phone and dialed her brother, Luke, a marine biologist stationed on the West Coast. "Luke," she said, her voice shaking. "You seeing this?" "Seeing what?" he asked, but before she could respond, the line went dead. Static buzzed in her ear. The lights in her cabin flickered and then went out. Moose growled, low and menacing, his fur bristling. Across the world, similar scenes played out. The Zalathians had deployed an electromagnetic pulse, disabling human communications and technology. Chaos erupted as cities plunged into darkness. Planes fell from the skies. Governments scrambled to respond, but the Zalathians were prepared. Their warships hovered like specters, their presence alone enough to instill terror. Kane Roberts was a firefighter in Chicago. At 35, he was the kind of man who never hesitated to run into danger. When the power went out and the first reports of unidentified flying objects came in, Kane's instincts kicked in. He wasn't a soldier, but he knew how to protect people. Gathering his team, he started evacuating buildings, guiding terrified citizens to safety. "We'll figure this out," he told them, his voice steady despite the growing dread. "Just stay calm." In Tokyo, Dr. Aiko Tanaka, a neuroscientist, watched the chaos unfold from her lab. Aiko was brilliant but reclusive, more comfortable with equations than people. She had spent years studying human cognition, fascinated by the complexities of the mind. Now, as the world descended into madness, she found herself drawn into the fray. Her research could wait. Survival couldn't. "We're stronger than we look," she muttered to herself, a mantra that steadied her shaking hands. In Cape Town, 17-year-old Malik Naidu hacked into a military database. Malik was a prodigy, a self-taught programmer who saw patterns where others saw chaos. As the Zalathians' ships loomed overhead, he realized he could do more than watch. If humanity had any chance of fighting back, it would need information. And Malik knew how to find it. The Zalathians, confident in their superiority, began their invasion. Their soldiers, tall and lithe with reptilian features, descended onto the planet. Armed with plasma rifles and cloaking technology, they expected no resistance. But humanity was nothing if not resourceful. Elena, Kane, Aiko, and Malik found themselves at the heart of the resistance. They didn't know each other yet, but their paths would converge in ways that none of them could have predicted. Elena used her engineering skills to create makeshift weapons, repurposing salvaged technology. Kane organized rescue missions, his bravery inspiring those around him. Aiko's knowledge of human psychology helped her devise strategies to counter the Zalathians' tactics. And Malik's hacking abilities allowed him to intercept Zalathian communications, providing critical intelligence. Despite their efforts, the Zalathians were relentless. For every small victory, humanity suffered devastating losses. Cities burned. Millions perished. The odds were insurmountable. But then something changed. In a remote facility hidden beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of scientists made a discovery. Among them was Dr. Raj Patel, an astrophysicist who had spent his career searching for extraterrestrial life. Now, faced with its brutal reality, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. "It's not a weapon in the conventional sense," Raj explained, his voice tinged with awe. "It's us." The Zalathians had underestimated humanity's greatest strength, their ability to connect. Unlike the Zalathians, who operated with cold efficiency, humans thrived on emotions, creativity, and unpredictability. This was their weapon. Aiko, upon hearing Raj's theory, realized its potential. If we can harness this, if we can show them what we're capable of, we might stand a chance. The plan was audacious, almost absurd. But humanity had nothing to lose. The turning point came when Elena's team hacked into the Zalathians' neural network. Using a combination of Malik's programming skills and Aiko's understanding of cognition, they broadcasted a simple message: music. Specifically Beethoven's Ode to Joy. The Zalathians, unaccustomed to the complexity of human art, were overwhelmed. Their neural interfaces, designed for efficiency, struggled to process the emotional depth of the music. Confusion spread among their ranks. Some Zalathian soldiers even abandoned their posts, unable to comprehend what they were experiencing. Kane took advantage of the chaos, leading a daring assault on a Zalathian command center. Elena's weapons, crude but effective, gave humanity a fighting chance. Aiko's strategies turned the tide in critical battles. And Malik's hacks crippled the Zalathians' communication networks. The final blow came when humanity unleashed its ultimate weapon: stories. Through a global broadcast, humans shared their histories, their struggles, and their triumphs. The Zalathians, who had dismissed humanity as insignificant, were forced to confront the depth of their error. They had no equivalent to the human spirit, no concept of resilience born from suffering. The Zalathians retreated, their pride shattered. They had come to Earth expecting an easy victory, but they left with a newfound respect and fear for the species they had underestimated. As the last of the Zalathian ships disappeared into the void, humanity began to rebuild. Elena, Kane, Aiko, and Malik became symbols of resistance, their names etched into history. The war had cost humanity dearly, but it had also revealed their greatest strength. "We're not just survivors," Elena said, standing amidst the ruins of her cabin. "We're fighters, and now the universe knows it too." In the silence that followed, Moose barked once, as if in agreement. Elena smiled, a spark of hope in her eyes. The war was over, but humanity's story was far from finished.